Hi everybody. Yesterday we spoke about how to um, how and why we should do this career transitioning and how that will help us getting recognition, which we are missing for maybe years now. So, uh, if you are that person who is stuck in their career growth space, then here is what the second question will be. How do I align my values with those of my organizations? Maybe that is where we can probe into as to why you are getting sidelined consistently. So, hi, I'm Sangeeta Naik, the founder visionary behind Dignity Career Alliance. I am committed to guiding 100,000 stagnated professionals towards achieving significance through a groundbreaking yo-yo ritual. If you are in development sector where the career progression is pretty low, we can have multiple strategies to achieve significance in our field. Through this 90 days ritual, we can ignite passion and purpose that makes you stand out with distinct style of execution. You can think out of the box, have the courage to state what you want to accomplish, and you have an unwavering enthusiasm to craft a future brimming with boundless potential inch by inch, even if there is an initial resistance from the management. So, I welcome you to the journey of becoming an iconic figure in your own right, which can bring immense opportunities the world is yet to know. So, uh, coming back to how to align our views, you know, my organization's values are inclusion and uh, say gender equality and all of the SDG goals that we follow. I think these are the values, the inclusion and gender uh, equality. These are the two main values which I understand. Actually, it is not written in the nowhere we we are oriented with our values. So when you don't know what your organization's values are, there will be very less scope for you to align with the values, which is not yet found out, right? So how do you uh, get into something which you don't yet know? So that was a peculiar situation, but my values are dignity, learning, and abundance in that order. Now, how do I align? If suppose if we take inclusion and gender equality to be the values of my organization, then my values of dignity actually does actually is a part of gender equality. Equality is a huge part of dignity. Not exactly uh, about dignity, but why I put dignity ahead of equality is dignity can actually give you respect also. If you are equal, we assume that we will get respect, but unless we put something in written, it is not going to happen. So I do not want to confuse in both the values, but I would like to find out the synergy in both the things. Are you able to see the dilemma that I am facing with this kind of thing? It actually takes a lot of thinking to align with the values. Many a times I don't like the way people behave, the seniors behave, the old people behave, because they are acting according to their values. But I might be coming from a different values, and because there is a mismatch, both the sides thinking that they're right, they are not actually aligned. So even if you would be feeling right about whatever you are doing, it is not exactly alignment, and so there is a scope of friction. I'll tell you one instance. 3 days back, the senior colleague of mine, he he called me and asked me if I have seen the file thoroughly. As far as I go, I have actually uh, put all the arguments in order and mm, built that argument without knowing that this person was he is very particular about the details. And as far as I go, I was not looking to be tested by a senior colleague when there is an important document being is in the consideration. We both were working on that since last 15 days, and I don't know what kind of triggered him to do this, but he put two very, not very different lines, but something similar. So, which, if you don't suspect, it will escape your eyes. I am not saying that I was 100% faultless out here, but you don't expect such thing to happen, because I have seen that document thousand times, and I was not expecting the two sentences to be put somewhere inside, and he wanted me to read line by line. Am I a student? Am I a school student? He thinks. I couldn't understand his behavior, and I was kind of very shocked, that also. And when I am shocked, I took two or three decisions that I will not jump into any project with him unless he clearly outlines what he expects. The second decision I have put is I would make him write at least those points in the document which will outline and describe to some extent about what he looks uh, into that document. So then only, if it is his idea, I'll start working on the document only if it comes from him. It will be no longer an idea put down on paper and sent to him to add values. Can you see the difference in approach now? Earlier, I was doing anything that idea, whatever idea came to me, I was putting down and asking him to add his ideas so that we can, at the end, bring about a collective document which is rich in ideas. It doesn't matter if your grammatical mistake or somewhere one line or two line doesn't make sense. That was previously my idea. But with his behavior, my proactiveness was stopped. Now I have a different viewpoints about how to go about it. Why this thing has happened? Because I was jumping into new ideas with lot of enthusiasm. And does it do any good to me? Well, I can still have those ideas put with me, and I can still work out articles and write to different magazines rather than sending it to him, on which he will be sitting on, say, for 15 days or 20 days, sometimes 2 months, and then coming out with some kind of fault at my end. It's rather damaging to the confidence of a person. So here, what has happened? There is there is a distance created. There is a distrust created, and suspicion, of course. Yes, I will find out another way to express myself rather than empowering him in the process. All the I these are these are the consequences of such a value misalignment. Now I can put myself a step further and wait till I understand what is happening. When I am proactive, maybe it is putting a lot of insecurity into that person. What do I do now which will be right for the organization? Gender equality we talk of, but normal human respect we are ignoring. So naturally, there is no uh, sticking to those values, no anchoring to those values. It is just superficial. But I need to give time for such a person to evolve. And this cannot be like in silence. It will take some time for him. It will take some harmless retaliation in my approach, which I have just described. And that way, I'll save my energy for further thing. I'll just ignore um, about whatever negativity he's bringing into the table. Um, Ignoring the uh, what you can say, ignoring the hostility of my senior colleague and the organization. In the process, also, this also dawns on me that the organization value has to be brought out, and one everybody has to tell what they think about the values and how they will contribute towards it. What happens when we align with the values? It When we align, it becomes impactful. Our missions gets aligned. When we are not aligned, it affects, it hampers as far as 62%, which can be bigger. And the organizational dynamics, the organization, you can say politics, the culture, the collaboration, the uh, everything will decrease. There will be conflicts. There will be performance decrease. There will be missed opportunities. There will be hindered goals. So, how do we align in the process? It takes, because it will create lot of bitterness on both sides, maybe. We need to have self reflection exercises. That means we have to identify the core values. Then career alignment also needs to happen. Then we will have value based goals. Then maybe our development, something we need to improve as persons. That is the next. And then we welcome feedback from each other in a group setup first and then one to one. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you will know when you find it. This is what Steve Jobs says. So if you are in love with what you do, actually the other person's behavior won't affect you. It is just that you need to some tweaking about how you are presenting your case. So I think this continuous re-evaluation and assessment will help the process, and it will take us to the goal that we have been looking for. If you love this, then please tell your comments below, and it'll be very welcome. And thank you for watching.